Hello everybody, welcome to Game 5 of the semi-finals Ultimate Team Tournament. After a grueling Axis victory after victory, it is the 5th game, and Noggano playing as the Brits on Elst Outskirts, Scotch playing as the USF.
And in the north, playing as the Axis, the fearsome Axis, the Axis to be fearful of. We have HelpingHans as OKW and DevM as Wehrmacht. This, however, is Elst Outskirts. Because of its garrisons, it could be slightly classified as an allied favoured map, but barely. So it could be a little bit of a leveller in making this final game a lot more competitive.
And we get a nice start game from Hans and DevM here. DevM is going for that sniper again. That's been really effective in all the times DevM has used it. So already going for that sniper seems very good. Hans there, you see him get into the building by the VP. He's just seeing if there's anything around. He's going to feel confident capping the strategic point. Probably go back into that house. But he has, of course, got the really influential house on this side as well. And it looks like the sniper is probably going to hold the first engagement here.
The sniper's going to be more difficult to use on this map, though, of course. There's a lot more sight blockers and, well, shot blockers, but it can't fire through much at all. But the sight blockers are really important because that means it can be ambushed, it can be flanked, and it won't be firing most of the time. Perfect example there, Dan. Riflemen were able to fade away behind that tree. Sniper couldn't get his shot off. It's a perfect example of why snipers are less powerful on these slightly more enclosed maps.
I still think they can be very useful, though. I don't think you can really deny that they're just very powerful. And if anything, maybe even more protected here because taking light vehicles through any of these narrow choke points, could be mines there, could be difficult. But oh, look at that sniper nearly going down at the start. Yeah. Tommy's getting some great early shots off.
No, just completely. They're not as good on enclosed maps because those light vehicles can pop out from behind those said avenues down, just like shred burst the sniper. Sniper has to get a lot more close as well. Anyway, let's focus on the tactics happening right now because Scotch and Noggano are getting aggressive down, pushing themselves straight up there, taking their house as well.
I don't know how effective they're going to be. Scotch here is he's trying to take the strategic decap on the right hand side. I think it's connected via the VP in the center, but he's also trying to deal with that as well. That should cut Axis off from fuel on the right hand side. The pushes are good, but early game from Axis has been very good considering DevM went for the sniper. I think that's the important thing there is even with a few units in the field, they got a lot of territory. So once DevM does start bringing more on, I think this is going to be relatively easy to hold.
Desperately needs the stern pioneers of HelpingHans to put down a med kit though.
Sniper needs to be so careful there.
Really needs a med kit right now because so little health on that unit. It's such a glass cannon, and right now that glass is very, very fractured and ready to break at any moment.
What have we got on the south here? Universal carrier has come on. Fully expect for that to go for the Wasp upgrade. That's really, really good on this map. And also, seen a lot of games already in this tournament. People are very, very well utilising ground attack through the hedgerows to kind of keep hold of the middle VP. Very, very good unit for that.
Yeah, it really is. I saw an incredible game where it was Isildur and Von Asten absolutely demolished Lovenest and Momo for show with the Wasp on this particular map. Helped by a few Faust misfiring, of course, but can't be denied just how powerful that unit is with the flamethrower, which is already 80% teched. Grenadiers. The sniper's been utterly useless, by the way, whilst it's had 30% health. Not gotten a single successful shot off.
I see the upgrade Wasp, exactly what we were thinking it was going to be, and using it exactly the way we said, getting the Volks Grenadiers to retreat past the fence there in the centre. It's going to be very difficult for Axis to take any of those buildings that I think they want. Sniper here, dangerous position if the riflemen walk around that corner. Sniper will definitely go down. And I think DevM has to be very, very careful about the positioning of that sniper when it's in that health. You cannot afford to make a mistake. It is such a glass cannon at this point.
But he's one of those players that he's got utmost confidence in his abilities with the sniper. So as long as he keeps it alive, he's confident. He's probably reassuring his teammates of just relax, allow me to do my thing. Let me get the sniper chugging away, and we'll be laughing. But you know, they are up against GP2. GP2 are looking to draw this game out and really make a good showing for Allies for the first time in this series, because they have to win. This is the final game of the series. This is the ace deciding frame. Look at that wasp firing through the trees. Oh, that MG is now barbecued.
Exactly what we were looking for. We're talking about the potential of the wasp on this map. If it can be protected, if they can keep that aggression up through the center and let the wasp just clear out the support weapons, look how... and this is kind of what we were hoping we would see, is actually a map where allies seem to be performing well. They are doing well. This is very early to start making calls, but as far as start games go, very, very strong start for allies. And we're already starting to see some of the tech roll in. Sappers are going to be called in for Noggano. I think it's a good idea, because when you have this kind of map control, you want to be using them to lay mines down. For those
get mobile assault regiments and get an M2 flamethrower out, so I predict he'll possibly do that. By the way, we did have Stern Pioneers lay the med packs in the north. They were all used up, meaning the sniper is now fully healthed for the first time in a while. Able to get 2 shots off recently, so not many. He's got 5 kills now, I guess, but certainly a lot more battle ready.
I don't feel like they're holding their fuel very well. It doesn't even seem like they really care about it, because they're just not defending that side of the map.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, one could say that Wehrmacht can do well without fuel as long as they've got munitions, but OKW is certainly fuel-heavy and fuel-starved faction that need it. Look at this. What is this? I don't want to keep talking about the sniper all game long, but it's getting very, very close into the enemy lines right now. Tommy's jumping in and out of the Garrison gun.
I actually think where the sniper is right now on top of all these mines, it's just going to take like a mortar or even like a light vehicle to be chasing units. Do you know what I mean? I kind of feel that's a bad minefield, because if you get chased by a light vehicle and you've got things retreating, they're going to die to that.
Yeah.
You know,
saying that, it could also be a moment of genius when there's a flank later on it. We'll have to knife edge. Good work by the Vickers and the Tommies. Of course, he's gone mobile assault regiments with the Royal Engineers there. So we've had our 2 choices. It's going to be very indirect fire heavy. That's what the Allies are looking to do. If they don't win the game outright from the get-go, they're going to batter their opponents into submission with indirect fire. Classic HelpingHans, right?
Try a cheeky rifle grenade on the retreat. Wasn't very well planned, if I'm honest.
No.
Wasn't
as good as HelpingHans would have done it. HelpingHans has montages on YouTube about those. He's very good at them. DevM not quite there with the timing quite yet.
He's had some great ones today, though. Let's not take that away from him. Some great squad wipes in the previous games.
Yes,
yep, Scotch back in with infantry company in this mortar half track. See, this is every low KD in this game. Sorry, in the series that he's had has been playing USF with his commander. I don't know what he's really got out of it. But then again, I mean, he hasn't really had a chance to take it all the way. Maybe there is...
You haven't seen the priest. The priest is what it's all about. He loves to get the priest. Sometimes he gets 2 priests. He goes full on, you know, Vatican City on your ass. And, which can be thought of in 2 ways there. But, yes. But he does indeed. Royal Engineers with the flamethrower right deep up in there. Folks Grenadiers on.
There it is! There it is! I called it! The minefield killed his own squad.
Oh, nice. There you
Absolutely,
go.
it was a grenade. It was a grenade, and it actually triggered mines along the retreat path, finishing off the squad. That wasn't the grenade that killed them. It was a real self-fist,
Self-fist. Don't talk about your private life on stream, please, Dan. But great work there. Didn't work out quite well. Black Half Track can't make a name for itself right yet. It really wants to get in there, but great micro from Scotch, it must be said. He's darting in and out, keeping himself out of the Black Half Track's line of sight.
I actually really like the Black Half Track as a defensive tool on this side of the map, just because it, seated in this area, it's such a wide range. You can see that the mines have gone down as well. There's shoe mines on that side. Hans is ready for that vehicle, light or medium, to give chase. He's got the preparations down, so yeah, Axis, they're not doing bad. Certainly not doing badly. They're preparing for a long game. And funnily enough, we've been complaining about Elst Outskirts as a map because it's always chosen, but it looks maybe like this could be one of the better games we get to see today.
Definitely, it's already looking that way, and it's just, as I say, evens out the Axis OP between these two particular teams.
There's a Faust here. Noggano is trying to get out
he's
the
getting
way.
right in there.
Yep. Blocked by his own AT gun.
Blocking him, he gets it out of his satchel. Oh, out of existence, there you go. Meanwhile, in the north, the riflemen are on the hunt for this sniper who's just taken a cheeky shot. DevM certainly doing well to keep it alive and will start to pay dividends as the game goes on. But it can't be doubted, Dan, that at the moment you would argue that Axis have been on the back foot for most of this game, and certainly need to start to solidify themselves and to claim some wins, and that WASP may start them off on that journey.
I think that they did a very clever thing. When they were losing all those resources, HelpingHans and DevM went for the VPs, and they really stopped that, the VPs being piled on top of the resource loss. And I think that what that's done is given them time to build. Like, it's a little more stress-free now. They're not under that time constraint. And then they're just getting themselves into a position. They're playing well, so there's no doubt they can come back from this.
Black Half Track causing heavy duress to the Royal Engineers that were trying to flank up and get in there, possibly spotting. 6-pounder repositioning. The Brits are solidifying their position despite some of the losses. Noggano's really done in this game, got to have better preservation, because he's found himself left with like 3 units at the 18-minute mark in previous games today. So he's just got to solidify a little bit better, to use that word for the 4th time in as many minutes by AE there. He's just got to, as I say, preserve his units. 6-pounder, Black Half Track in a bit of duress.
We have there, is that artillery? An artillery marker
it
is thrown down. And British artillery, do we have the second one up? Yeah, he has actually gone for the company command post. Should be getting benefits
in the
from
west,
that.
by the way, Grenadiers and Royal Engineers in heavy duress. They're snipers, and Grenadier team up to take out them. That was an execution.
That was very good. Good play. And also they were upgraded with the flamethrower, so a double win there.
Shame we didn't get to pick up the flamethrower, but there you go. They've planted 2 S-mines, haven't they? I didn't realise it was 2 fields of S-mines. As you say, it's
I'm still
bitten them in the arse.
yeah, I'm still really. It's like on the retreat path. Do you know what I mean? It's asking for trouble.
Imagine like a. It's like giving a 50% modifier to your opponent's rocket artillery. Major waiting to be assassinated by the Rakettenwerfer of all things, and the mortar. The sniper doesn't want to fire. He thinks there's a British sniper. There isn't. So yeah, there you go.
I think there's potentially a strong situation coming up for Axis at the moment. They're about to get the Stug on the field. That's just coming in now. Because we haven't really seen the light vehicles so much. So if they are rushing for things like the Cromwell or the T-34s, then this is going to be a good unit and come out in a good time to help counteract that.
Sorry, but Scotch there just had 900 manpower at one point. Now he's waiting, and he's putting up the fuel point. Do you know what he's waiting for? I think he's probably saving for priests. It sounds daft, but I know he loves to use priests heavily. So he's like, he wants that 9 CPs maybe. I can't explain it any other way. It sounds daft, but they also take up a decent amount of pop cap. They're 15 apiece. So it's not too crazy to suggest that he is actually banking, waiting for his stupidly powerful artillery cannons, self-propelled vehicles.
You see that Noggano and Scotch are prioritizing the munitions. Like, they're going very, very deep into enemy territory to get munitions. And I can't really see too much. I mean, maybe Scotch is also going to be using this time on target to kind of clear through the center. Munitions are great for this commander, especially with M19s as well, and he's saving all his fuel costs and the fact that you don't have to attack anything. Another rifle grenade's coming in. Tommies, get out of the way. Just in time, and it's the Centaur from Noggano. The Centaur again, which we saw earlier.
Centaur's a beautiful vehicle, of course. Built on the hull of the early war tank of the British.
Oh, this is nice. White phosphorus on the center VP. Take the health of those grenadiers down very, very quickly. The sappers kind of get caught up in that as well. But it's going to make way for the Centaur.
Excellent vehicle. Featured heavily in the promotional material for in the lead up to the British faction reveal as the typewriter animation, and not quite as deletey as it once was, but certainly can still do the job in the right circumstance. Tommy's pushing straight up there. Nice grenade off on the MGs, possibly leading the way.
The Centaur's just getting really busy. Ketten's having to come in, try and push the Centaur away. Doesn't manage to get the shot. Scotch is having to deal with Hans on the right-hand side. He's actually doing well, although Hans does have it locked down. Hans has been laying mines. He's also got medical supplies down for his units to soft retreat. Not necessarily always make the long run back to base. So Hans playing a strategic game there. And I think once Axis gets that kind of grip in the middle, even with the Jackson, I think find it hard to... Allies are going to find it hard to push Axis off.
Janet's on the field and she's angry and bitter, having been outcast from the Jackson 5 as a young girl. And, very aggressive there. Takes a big shot in on the flak half track. Can't go hunting because there's a hell of a lot of shoe mines in the north. Well, they don't know that, but it's a good job they're not going hunting, basically. Look down as well. A perfect positioning of the Centaur cruiser tank there behind these bushes. Raketenwerfer doesn't give a crap, though. It's going to attack around through the... No, it's not. I thought it might be.
DevM's going for that cap on the left, and that'll give Axis 3 victory points. Do you know what that means, eh? It means 0.75 VPs per second.
Oh, wow! Wow. That's an incredible.
Is that a new stat? Has that changed?
I don't know, but you're one hell of a caster. I'm always thinking of original and innovative things to say during the cast. Bringing new life and new information to our 600 core audience that have watched over 2,000 hours of our material for the past 3 years. 2 Stugs! It's a Imperial Dane threesome right now. He's having the time of his life out there on the battlefield. What's better than 1 Stug at a time? 2 Stugs at a time.
I don't know. What's better than 1 Stug? Most units.
And don't be such a Bolshevik. Here we go. We've got the beautiful land match, Her Majesty's finest. It's spreading rockets all over the place. None of them hitting the opponent. They've hit the tractor. They've hit a bit of that bush. So the grass is now dead. Pioneers retreating through the maelstrom. They died! Something died. It was a Pioneer. Fantastic. And I've actually got PTSD of casting so much of this tournament from the amount of indirect fire. I've started to get self-referential and ironic in my casting, if you notice.
I really see the... we'll just wait this Stugs going in here for the Centaur. And actually the mortar half-track from USF is also caught off guard. It's rear armor for the Centaur as well. Stugs for some reason not targeting the Centaur. They've gone for the half-track. But now the Jackson's going to try and get involved. I think it was a wasted opportunity for those Stugs to claim either one of those units. They're definitely not paying attention there. I was just going to say that the land mattress it kind of just reminds me of South Korea and American military exercises in North Korea. It's just off target, just enough to scare them, possibly induce a surrender, but let's not actually hit anything.
What's really funny to me, Dan, DevM started using Stugs in I think February of this year when he started training for GCS2. Right. And he came to me and said, Matt, have you seen any counters for massed Su-76s in any of your casts? And I was like, have you ever tried building a Stug? He said, no, I've never built a Stug. So we went into cheat mods and we tested Stugs. That's what I'm saying though. He's learning the game. It's beautiful. He's no longer cash grab DevM. He's now go-to player DevM, and he builds units sometimes, like Stugs. There we go. There's a bit of information for you.
He doesn't have any variety, does he? In that sense, though. It's like he's now learned about Stugs. That's all he will play. It's like he learned about the Bulldozer Sherman. That's all he will play. You could go back to like SNF and OCF, sorry, and it's like Centaur. That's all he will play.
That's aim strong. Aim strong with Centaur boy. But indeed, I mean, all players have their crutches. You know, for example, HelpingHans land mattress, Jesulin Calliope, Barton letting all of its units die and then attacking. It's very interesting. Von Ivan having a complete disregard for squads and then attacking with tanks. Everybody's got their traits, you know.
That is very true. Anyway, back into things that are going on in this game at the moment. Axis are down on VPs. Allies still putting a very good game in, I would say. They've got a great selection of units that are able to help with the VPs, and Scotch has finally managed to utilize this doctrine in the best of 5. He's got the Priest on the field, and this could be what starts spelling the end for Axis.
He's got that gunner in the pulpit ready to deliver a devilish sermon of destruction. As he rallies onto the battlefield, A's hype is mounting. He's expecting big things from the Holy One. And he's not delivering. He's decided to park it up for a while and plan a best course of action.
I don't know if they've actually seen the tier 4 position in this game yet.
Oh, there he is. He's firing. He's firing on the sniper's position, Dan.
Wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be amazing to see the
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Be the counter! There it is!
Oh, the sniper! There you go! Second shot from the priest! And he declared snipers unholy and sinful, and he smites them across the battlefield.
That was Caster's Curse, if I've ever seen it. Stugs here need to take ground attack through the hedgerow on the right. They get main gun destroyed on the Jackson. Can they get that final ground attack? Stug isn't even going to try it. They are going to continue to deal with the Tommies that come up. I'm going to say, I'm going to shut up because I've called a lot of things in this game.
I said that. That was my call. You're claiming my calls now.
What, the artillery? No, come on, I said it.
I said that. You just don't listen to me. I said it before you. Oh, stealing tulip rockets. Take out the Stug, as does the Firefly. I think we both said it, in fact. Can we both claim it?
We could both claim it. Land mattress, once again, slightly off target, just showing the power they could
how it
use.
Works. As the Grens say, what's that going over our head? Oh, it's the British. They don't even know what they're firing at. And the Americans do. They're the priest. Jesus Christ, that was awesome.
I would feel the way that it's like you rock up with something like the Trojan horse, you know what I mean? They're like, what is it? What does it do? And they're just like, well, nothing. But the point is that we could make it do something, and if we did, you'd be in trouble.
That's what the British used to do there. They're all about that. A bit of humanity in war now and again. Churchill Crocodile used to shoot a wet spurt with no ignited liquid through the bunkers against Germans sometimes. They used to surrender without having to actually burn them alive. You know? A little bit of chivalry now and again. That's what the land mattress just did, Dan. We've got this huge weapon, boys. We're going to use it. Not this time, but next time, so you better surrender. Very lovely.
Actually, we just seen Centaur get Veterancy 1, which unlocks that really, really nice strafing ability. I really hope we get to see that. I think it's a great ability. It'll work really nicely here if they can push Axis back towards their lines a little bit more, their kind of front lines, and then bring that out.
Oh, huge mortar barrage there. Tommies no longer exist. Battle of the Somme all over again. How that entire sector of the battlefield now looks, Dan. It's very...
trying to take it.
Stug is... I'm pretty sure that Stug has hit the Centaur like 3 times, but no health damage has been received. What? It's because he's ground attacking. It seems to be hitting on the vehicle. Jackson is coming down the back.
Take the Stug out right now.
Yeah, Jackson could as well. Good shot.
There you go. Oh, anti-tank rifle grenade nearly destroyed the Stug. Oh, look at this land mattress barrage. This is a big one. Not quite. Looked big at the start. She said. That's Paul having a foray. Jackson coming in answer. Is this a second land match? Was that what it's gone for? 2 of the damn things, indeed. So Noggano's world of beds right now as the Grenadiers are getting slaughtered. That could have been a lot worse. Imagine it's a bit further northward and look at those repairing units on that Stug.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I don't know if they've seen that tier 4 is there, so I don't know if that's maybe something they will aim for. Priest is once again firing at the moment. I'm thinking, where are the shells landing here?
Yeah, they're landing where they've landed the past few times. Sermon on the mount, talking about the woes of being a German.
I see the left side hasn't really had much tension in this game. Both teams are just kind of trading, capping it in between engagements going on right and mid. And look at the centaur. Look at the way it just evaporates infantry. Panzer Fusiliers. This centaur is invincible. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. That's the 4th time I have seen shells hit the centaur and not deal any damage. There's something.
I often think we should cast like cricket commentators. You know, in these 2v2 battles that are just like slugfests. Oh, look at that artillery run! What a whiz-banger! You know, it's very much like 2 guys chilling out, watching explosions. No real flanking, just a lot of death.
Ooh, what's this?
It's a Panzerwerf. Is it going to be massive? No, not quite. Just warning shot.
I really couldn't call where this is going right now because, you know, like Noggano and Scotch have invested a lot in indirect fire, and the Axis have actually got a really good amount of tanks and infantry on the field. But Hans has so much infantry that he can push with.
You see that Panzer IV nearly take out the 6-pounder at
Yeah.
the last millisecond. That's so close. Meanwhile, the Firefly doing great work in pushing that unit away for now. Also done, big shout out to the Flak half track, alive in the 27th minute. Land mattress. Emergency sleeper.
DevM still has to make a commander pick. You know, you've seen the centaurs there, so maybe nothing useful in terms of lightning war. Don't know if they could get any value out of going for something like close air support.
I was thinking that, just looking at that, you know, and I would hazard that could be an option.
I think it would be unexpected. It's one of those, you know, the center is so clustered that, you know, trying to avoid that Stuka might be difficult. I mean, you can always tell roughly where it's going by the sound, but still, it will result in a mass retreat.
I think Noggano has fallen into a trap here, in that he's going to have crap loads of munitions at the end of this game, predicting about 800 munitions, unless he takes one Royal Engineer and mass queues mines all the way in the south, like every single inch of the south, cover it in mines. Because then you can afford to be elsewhere on the map, right? But seriously, mobile assault players is for it to end up with some democracy.
Scotch walks an entire squad of riflemen with M19s through a minefield on the right-hand side. Fuel a little bit greedy there, wasn't paying attention, but the squad kept walking. He didn't pick it up in time. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's radioing that one through. It's like, Sarge, a lot of our guys seem to be blowing up. Oh, look at that barrage on the centre! Royal Engineers massacred! Really 80s joke time. Incredibly funny impressions, I'm sure. Thanks, Mr. Barrage. JU-87's already, he's gone for it, Dan. Stuka reconnaissance is in from Portuguese prodigy.
I like this. I like that he's gone close air support, and he has got enough for that JU-87. Would be surprised if he's going to use it for infantry strafe. I wonder what he's going to go for, though. He has options to go. There it is, yes. You can see him going for it now. He might even get the infantry with this.
Could do. That'd be devilishly powerful. There you go. Destroyed that tree with its kind of kamikaze-style attack. Fantastic endeavour.
I think these guys are putting on a really good game 5, to be honest, and the map seems to have made all the difference. The Panzer IV coming up the field now, and taking out the Centaur would have been a really big help.
Tell you what, Dan, I mean, we've got a lot of nearly pop-capped players right now. We're waiting for a big play from either team. I mean, I feel like Axis are really in it right now. They've got Excellent map control, excellent Jagdpanzer. They've got a Jagdpanzer. I like Jagdpanzers, they're really good at killing things. And they're in the indirect fire meta as well. They're not trailing too far behind in options there. So, yeah, it's not looking too bad for Axis now, and that surprises me. I really did think Noggano and Scotch would have an easier time in this one.
Yeah, I mean, interesting enough that they did have like munitions to spend on abilities. They've used those now, so it's kind of they're in that period where they need to do something else for a while until they can get that back. Land mattress is coming in. It's on all the support weapons on the right hand side. Even the Panzerwerfer has to be careful here in case multiple shells do hit. That is a risk.
There was actually a double mattressing there. They attacked both sides of the former house. Brumbear is the choice for DevM, of course. He does have tier 4, which is nice, so he can fully rely on CAS now. What's this? So we've got major artillery calling in the Jacksons. They're exposed. They're backing into a vehicle as a traffic jam. Jacksons need to get the big shots in. They're not able to do so. Stug is defending the line.
Yeah, he's going to need to get out of there. Jacksons are on the move. Tulip fires on the Brumbear there, but Tulip's Firefly's going to have to be careful with that Jagdpanzer 4. Jackson gets the kill.
Nice look by the Rakettenwerfer though, Dan. It creeped all the way around the side. Great presence of mind by HelpingHans, making up for his teammates' mistakes. He gets the kill, and with the Rakettenwerfer, whilst pushing forward. Oh, gets the Famine Engine on the Centaur. HelpingHans is playing out of his mind right now.
That Faust could not have been better timed with the Raketten, because I don't think that Faust would have applied had the Raketten shot not hit at the same time. So really good, removing that unit from the game for a little while. Hans is also capping on the left-hand side. I think Hans has really done a good job this game. Really locked down the right-hand side, allowed DevM to play well through the middle, but he's everywhere on the map right now.
Yes. Keep an eye on this Panzerwerfer. That's ready with its next barrage. That could be really good. DevM's also pouring onto the mid. What's he doing? He's going west with it. Oh, no, he's going... Yeah,
this could be great. This could be great.
No! Vet 3 MG nearly died. Great idea by DevM. Wasn't quite close enough, so the spread was a bit far. There you go.
So quick look at what's going right now. Once again, Scotch, I just don't think he plays this commander well in these 2v2 games. None of the games today have been particularly great with it.
You mean the ones today, surely? I mean,
the ones today, yeah. I mean,
played this commander and won tournaments with it past.
If you to go back and look at the match stats, there's been negative KD every time. He's trailing like 10k in damage behind, which suggests to me that he isn't being very active on the field, and the artillery isn't doing that great here.
No, I do agree. Definitely not been great today at all. Oh, this MG's going down Vet 2. Brandy is also under heavy duress thanks to the land mattress. Brumbear eats some heavy shots from the Fireflies. I mean, 2 Jacksons, 2 Fireflies. It's not a good time to be a Sternpanzer right now.
The Allies are about to come back. I think that they are going for it. Yep. This is really gearing up. They've got a lot of indirect fire. Brumbear. Oh, that should have gone down.
Unfortunately. Jagdpanzer can possibly try and save the day, but it's going to be heavily outgunned. What's it doing? It's really left itself exposed right now. Is it a feint?
That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
Rakettenwerfers helping us just getting in position with Rakettenwerfers. He's a clever player, Dan. Just things that you don't expect. He's duking it out.
Hasn't gone for the Faust though. Why hasn't he gone for the Faust?
Couldn't quite get in range, I believe, maybe.
I'm really surprised that Jagdpanzer 4 made it out of there. There was a rifleman in the centre that didn't use the AT grenade. That probably would have allowed the Jackson to eliminate that. I think there was a lot of missed opportunities there.
No, I think Hans is having a smashing game. I think he's really playing out his skin in this game. I can just tell that his timings are perfect. It's not always quite being, successful, but that's RNG for you. That's this game. You have to throw the dice a few times to get results, but his timing has been fantastic. Priest firing on this blob in the north could be really dangerous. Priest, by the way, has 15 kills. We've got the Panzerwerfer of DevM on 12. Noggano's land mattresses are on 13 and 17 respectively.
DevM has gone for the recon plane again. It looks like he's timing it with the munitions income, so he's going to be able to use the Ju-87. He could actually use it on the center, I think, provided there's units up there for the center to be distracted by. And let's see where he decides to use it. No, it's going to be on the Fireflies. Got 2 of them there. And
wow, got that really far up there. Oh, he takes a Firefly out! There you go, CAS in action. And he dies as a result. Seriously, that was a very decent reconnaissance. CAS combo.
wow. What a game. Look at the center of the map there. Land mattresses have completely terraformed that part of the map. Even some of the kind of classic hedgerows that just disappeared completely.
Thing in the centre, Lieutenant pushed away. Axis are getting dominance right now. They've finally ascended the victory points plateau, and they've pushed their opponent down below. Saying that Grandine nearly dies on retreat.
That minefield, this minefield is still there, still has the capability to wipe units on retreat.
It's like DevM said, Hans, let's play on hard mode this game. I'm going to build 2 S-mines on our retreat path. Ha ha ha!
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Artillery dropped down from the Brits there in the centre, and this game has turned into such an indirect fire game. The VPs have also just gone past equal in favour of Axis after a really, really long struggle. They appear to have tipped it finally, and now it comes down to the Allies to pull something out.
Professor Brum there with a big shot on the rifleman misses. I expected that to miss from
This one may not though. Caster's Curse, this one may be the Brumber shot we're looking for.
Oh! Quite good. Yeah. Top 20 Brumber shot there. Panther, by the way, built for the Portuguese one. Just on the battlefield now. Waiting to do some Panther-y things like suck. Be in a great place right now.
It's just Jackson fodder, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's like he's gone to Neverland Ranch. Starry eyes. Now it's just fodder for a malicious predator. The Jackson.
Oh, DevM's put another recon up there.
And you're not listening to my amazing jokes, by the way. You missed that one. That was great.
Sorry.
Rakettenwerfers are sneaking, and the Jagdpanzer are sneaking. Stealth technology confirmed for the Axis. Look at this pink sneaky blob. The pink sneaky blob of ultimate destruction finds the Firefly that hasn't reacted in time. Needs a second shot. Gets the second shot. Amazing stealth work by Hans.
That is really good work there, and really, really good unit to take down at the stage of the game. It allows the Panther, maybe in the Brumbear, to come in a little bit more. Brumbear's going to start targeting the Vickers and the American AT in the centre. Jackson's trying to deal with the flak on the right-hand side so that infantry can get in to cap the VPs and maybe try to pull the situation back a little bit. But it is not looking good for Allies. We could be looking at a 5-Axis win in the series. I would say this one was well earned though. I would say this one was not a given. You know, the other games seem to be very, very in favour. This one was even, and this one has been a great game to watch.
Brady is somehow surviving thanks to the medium cover all the way home there. That's a good retreat path. Tommy's through some pyrotechnics flares there. 75 flares. 75 points remaining. It's one of those situations where you don't want to get into the meat grinder because you need to push a victory point to do so in a decisive and clean way. You can't just keep throwing in units in individually. You have to mass up, get fully reinforced and be ready. Panzer 4 on the warpath, pushing away the Centaur.
Where is that Firefly? It needs to come in and lend a hand right now.
It really
does.
does.
Doing this on the move. Needs some units to go in and spot for it. What do we have here? This is the King Tiger. The King Tiger's just come in. Yes, they've actually managed to
the ultimate mark of BM. He's got 68.5 tons of quantified destruction on the field. Is it a good tank? No. Is it a heavy tank? Yes. Can it crush trees? Yes. Can it do anything else? Possibly not. But it's the King Tiger regardless. Dan, my hype for King Tiger has sunk somewhat, I must say.
I don't know, I think it's an absolute treat because they've got the units to support it. If there was a time to use it, it would be now.
Look at that Jagdpanzer. This thing's a megastar. One bear. Good shot there. Constantly destroying Yankees in the centre. Another big one. Misses this time. Jackson comes in though. Veterancy too. Look at another superstar, Dan. The vet for flag half track in a life for so long.
Wow. Wow, 26 VP hold, and I think they have the tools to hold it. The King Tiger may end up just being an XP feed for the amount of mobile AT that exists on the left-hand side right now, and it's gonna.
Jackson's are coming in against the King Tiger. They're gonna go for it. They're gonna try and flank it. King Tiger's showing what a vehicle it can be. The Jagdpanzer comes to try and mitigate. Jackson's getting shots and still got locked vision though. Oh, look at the Panther, Dan! The Panther's going for the flank. It's taking out the Jackson from behind. King Tiger switcheroo. And perfect work there by HelpingHans. He held out a big juicy worm. They bit. And he picked them up and slapped them against the side of the boat.
Nice little decap on the right-hand side, buying that little bit of time they need to keep figuring out a solution. Definitely waiting for those land mattresses to recharge so they can make another push in the centre. Hans has had this side locked down for so much of the game. Oh, and once again, land mattresses are in. This is the time that those units have to go in and cap. MG, it's not worth removing it. It's better to probably let it have the chance of staying alive and getting the suppression. It doesn't look like it's going to work though. It looks like it will go down. Right side about to get recapped, so it's really, really important that these riflemen actually get the decap here.
I mean, of the DevM and HelpingHans combo, you've got to give big credit to DevM in this case. We've talked a lot about Hans in this game, but DevM, of course, used the Panther there to perfection. And it was a perfect case of synergy, Dan. And I did say this about this team. I said, although they do lack some of the classic 2v2 teamwork, their tank pushes have been excellent in auto match. And I think they showed us that there.
DevM's using the recon, but he doesn't have the Ju-87s available.
Oh,
I was just thinking, it's a missed opportunity, really. Oh, but the plane might actually kill a tank if it lands.
Jackson's getting leery, wants to go in for an assault. Got a standoff in the centre. Looks like the Panzer Fusiliers have one out there, at least. Meanwhile, by the way, in the western victory points, the Vickers was pushed away by a Panzer IV. These are all very important engagements because every victory point tick matters. With 17 remaining for the Allies. They need to win. They need to hold victory points.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. Panzerwerfer could have been targeting center VP. Instead it goes for the support weapons on the right-hand side. There's nothing to cap the left at the moment. This is kind of keeping the Allies in the game. They appear to have slightly pushed back the Axis. Somehow they're managing to... Well, they're managing to get work done.
What's this Firefly's on the hunt for the Panther, by the way. Might... Tell you what, Noggano and Scotch are rallying right now, just when this series looked to be over. They have decided, we don't want to lose. We're the best 2v2 team in this game's history. We want to win. Sounds pretty simplistic, but it's pretty much what's happened, and that's what we're seeing. The Firefly double dream teams acting in accordance. Can't afford to lose Veeps though, Dan, and they're doing just that in the west. They need to cap the north. Flak Track might finally be dying. It pops smoke. Taylor's all this time. Jackson launches itself in, wheels itself on. Half Track gets caught up in the bushes. Jackson traverses its turret and takes the Half Track out.
That's really important because the left side has just gone down. DevM is capping that. So now it really becomes a battle for the right and the centre. Oh. This decap could be it. There's no infantry to recap the right-hand side. If they keep this decapped, they'll be draining VPs long enough.
We just saw horrendous birth in the north from DevM. He obliterated the capping squad. However, now seeing an equally good land mattress shot in the centre. It's all going down though. That northern victory point's being capped by this grenadier. Mortar's trying to harass. If that northern victory point gets capped, it's all over. The need to go and mitigate. We've got a rifleman willing himself on along that negative cover road. Needs to get within the capping circle.
It's so tense.
So close. They're still in this tournament for the time being, but only just. They're barely hanging on by their fingertips right now.
Wow, really look at this though. Fireflies there going to try some kind of flank, I think, to keep those vehicles off, and if they can allow the Centaur to keep its control of the center, if they can allow the Jacksons just to keep the Panther away, then actually this flank by the Fireflies could be decisive.
The Panther's just got the first shot off. No, he hasn't. What's DevM doing? Has he wants to pop that back or something?
I don't know, this is dangerous though.
Oh no, it worked! The Panther actually killed something, it killed the Firefly. It worked beautifully. Now the Jagdpanzer's here, so is the Panzer IV. The second Firefly needs to get out of dodge. Panzer IV's got great maneuverability though. He's going to burst through the flames. Big shot in. And the Firefly is in flames itself now. That is a lot of victory points, 8 remaining. It's so tense right now.
It is, yeah, and I mean this is the zone where players start to make mistakes just out of the stress of this. It's a 45-minute game. That's a bit of a waste of a Jackson though. It's going to reveal rear armor.
It's reversing towards the enemy. In a show of
unnecessary.
White flag Jackson. Just as you were talking about strain, Dan, it perfectly exemplified there.
Yeah, there's players starting to crack over time. I mean, Hans and DevM have VPs to play with. It's their game to lose. Got a push here from the Panzer IV. Hans getting aggressive again. There's 2 Centaurs, and there is really no AT left. None of the Jacksons to defend this. And this Panzer IV is going to have a field day. He's going to take down both the Centaurs, and I really predict that that's going to be GG.
Yep. Your predictions may run riot right now, and the King Tiger's back in action also, storming forward. The 50 cal watches on in hopeless desperation, the English way, and it's not going to go very well at all. Panzer IV had an excellent foray into battle there. It was hunting time, and they got the kills they needed. And Dan in the north right now, there you go, they've thrown in the towel. Nothing else matters. HelpingHans and DevM march on into the final.
Wow. Seriously. Great. That was a great game. Like, I'm so glad that went to a best 5 that was like that. It is a series where we've had 5 Axis wins, but that one was a very well fought on both sides. That one was kind of the even one, and just well played, very well played.
GG called out by HelpingHans, big mark of respect for his opponents. Noggano and Scotch, who had a fantastic series. There you go. And UTT marches on, Dan. The final is next Sunday. I believe the other semi-finals being cast on Saturday, possibly by a team of Von Ivan and Currahy. That's a rumour I heard. I'm not too sure if that's confirmed yet. But it's been a great tournament so far, and it's a fantastic casting. There's a de facto final, inverted commas, with you guys today.
That's really good. It'll be a shame to miss you next week. But still haven't decided who I'm going to cast with you, actually. Be interesting. Definitely not going to solo it.
No, that would be interesting.
That would be
especially if we went all 5 games.
I know.
But thank you for everybody for joining us today. I think we probably hit like 700 people at some points. 810, nice. We're back to 2017 peak levels now for this, so that's always great to hear.
Thank you everyone for joining, and as I say, if you enjoyed the games, please leave a like on the channel. We do this pretty much every Sunday, so there's plenty of action to be seen here. We get a lot of the tournaments, a lot of me and AE, and also AE's channel as well, which AE, do you want me to give you a shout out?
Don't really mind, I'm sure. But thank you. Big shout out to Titandak 92, $150 he has donated to GCS2 today. Big thanks to the legend. Also, you'll see his very sexy avatar is his own face. So it looks like he wants to come to GCS2 live finals. He's donated the exact amount that allows him to do so. The privilege, the honor of that position is now granted to him. So you can maybe see him live if you want to in September. The other thing, the big news today is, of course, the entries are now live for GCS2. So if you're a player that fancies their